If you could go back to your teenage self, what would you do? Because I'd probably smack the crap out of her, if I'm being completely honest. Because having a teenage daughter is a special kind of challenge, especially as a mom. They remind you of yourself in so many ways that are beautiful and frustrating, literally all at once. The irony of the whole thing is that when you're young, you can't wait to grow up because you want that independence. But when you're a mom, you just wish they'd freaking listen. If I could go back and tell my younger self anything at all about motherhood, it would be this. You think you know, but you have no idea. You think you know what love is, but you don't know because love is easy when your kids are little, when they run into your arms and they think you have all of the answers, but then they grow up and suddenly you're the villain in their story, the one who just doesn't get it. And the irony of that is you were them once. You thought your mom didn't get it either. And now here we are. Welcome to Random Candace Thoughts. I'm Candace, your favorite mom of a teenager, Nana, and major overthinker. And this week we are diving into the raw, beautiful, frustrating reality of raising a teenager and a teenage daughter at that. The things I wish I could tell my younger self about love and life and what it really means to be a mom. So let's talk about teenage me. I thought I knew everything. My mom was out of touch. The rules didn't apply to me, and my life was completely under my control. My brother and sisters were all older. They were 18, 16, and 14 years older than me. So nobody could tell me anything. I knew everything. And then I had my own kids, specifically a teenage daughter. And suddenly I'm looking at this tiny version of myself with an attitude standing in front of me, rolling her eyes, just convinced that I'm the one that doesn't get it. I'm the one that doesn't understand. Nobody else does that. She has seen much more of the world than I have. Truth is, I do get it. I do get it a little bit too well because I was her. I remember thinking my mom worried too much. She gave me advice I didn't ask for. She tried to control my life when I just wanted to be free and do what I wanted. And now, as a parent, I see it from the other side. I want to tell my younger self that you have no idea how much your mom loved you. And you won't see it until later, but I promise you that she did. I think one of the most difficult things for both Charlie and I is just knowing that we can see the bigger picture, but they just can't. The kids just can't. Like when they make a decision that you know is going to backfire and they just won't listen, or when they're mad because they think you're just being extra, but when really you're just trying to protect them. And you have to walk this impossible line of guiding them without forcing them. Let them make mistakes without just sitting back and watching the struggle. And preteens are just as bad. Don't get it twisted. Preteens are just as bad. I had a moment like this recently with Jackson. He's 12 and he had a school project and he wanted to do it a certain way using clay. And I tried to get him to use figurines instead of the clay because he didn't have enough time for the clay. He still wanted to do the clay. I knew if I pushed too hard that he would just dig in his heels and he'd get more frustrated with me and he'd want to do it even more. So I let him do it the way that he wanted. And I never said I was right, but he definitely knew it the day that he took his project to school and the clay had fallen apart already. But that's what motherhood is sometimes, right? Just being the safety net without making it obvious. Letting go is probably the hardest part of being a parent. When they're little, they need you, but as they grow up and they get older, they pull away and it feels like you're losing control. And it's not that you want to control them, but you still feel like you're losing that tie. The crazy part is, I remember being that teenager. I remember pulling away. I remember thinking I didn't need my mom, thinking I had it all figured out. And I wish I could call her a million times a day. I wish I had asked more questions. I wish I had listened more, like really listened. If I could go back to teenage me, I'd say one day you're going to wish you had these moments back. One day you're going to want to call your mom and you're not going to be able to. And you would give anything, anything for her to tell you what to do one more time. Just one more time. You would give anything. And that's a full circle moment for me. Watching Jay push away, knowing that it'll come back around. And my only job is to just be there when she does. And love isn't just those big moments. Love it's in the mess. It's in the slam doors and the deep sighs and the you don't understand remarks. It's in the way that we keep showing up as parents, even when they act like they don't need us. And while they may not say it out loud all the time, I know they feel it. And that's all I really need because I fully understand what my mom was going through now in ways that I never did before. And if you're parenting a teenager right now, just know that you are not alone. This is hard. It's messy, but the love is always there, even when it doesn't look like it in that moment. This week for Oliver's Light segment, it's all about that unseen love, the love that's there even when we don't acknowledge it. And I've been thinking about how that can change over time. How when we lose people, we start to notice the little things they did to love us that we didn't see before. The quiet gestures or the unspoken sacrifices. I see that so much now in motherhood. The ways that my mom loved me that I never fully appreciated. The way I love my kids, even when they don't see it. The way Charlie loves them when they don't see it. And the way that Oliver's love is now woven in every single thing that we do, even though he's not physically here. Love doesn't just disappear, it just shifts form. And if that's not light, I don't know what is. Here's what I want you to do this week: write a love letter. It could be to your younger self, reminding you that you made it through more than you ever thought possible. It could be to your mom, whether she's here or not, thanking her for the things that you didn't understand at the time. Could be your own child, promising them that even when they don't see it, you are always there and will always be there. Because love isn't just what we say, it's literally in what we do when we show up for them day after day. If this episode resonated with you, I would love to hear from you. Send me a message, share your thoughts, and if you write that love letter, tell me about it because these conversations matter, and so do you. Thanks for hanging out with me today on Random Candace Thoughts. If you loved this episode, share it with a friend who needs to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss one. Until next time, keep showing up, keep loving, and keep being you.